What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and today it is time for New Music Friday. We're going to be taking a look at some of the new albums coming out throughout the week of April 29th. We got some very familiar bands for me, and then also some bands that are not really all that familiar. So there's going to be some stuff that I'm not going to have on here just because if I'm not really that familiar with the band, I feel kind of weird giving my thoughts and opinions on what I think we can expect from their new album coming out. So if I overlook anything that you're excited about, leave a comment below letting me know what it is. And also let me know what I should review next. Rammstein is releasing their newest album titled Zeit, or Zeit. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that one. Rammstein is a band that I was in love with when I was in like elementary school and then later on like in high school. When they came out with Du Hast, I was obsessed with that song. The music video was just intense. There was fire. It was just music I never heard before. There was German lyrics and English lyrics, and it was heavy and crisp, and there was like an orchestra thing going on. It was just magic. And then later on, they came out with the album Mutter, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And that was probably the last time I actually really paid attention to Rammstein or listened to them at all. And I kind of went back and listened to some of their earlier, I guess later stuff that they come out with over the past couple years since that album. And assuming from the singles that I've heard off of this upcoming album, I'm guessing they're kind of doing the same thing that they've been doing. It sounds like they're experimenting a little bit more with some synth stuff, which it could go either way in that direction. They were really good with the stuff that I heard in the past. And it sounds like they've matured a little bit more. So in other words, I guess they're not quite as heavy and they're focused more on the atmosphere of the music. Maybe, not really sure. But I'm definitely interested in this album. I might be doing a review on it. I'm not completely sure, just because not really that much into Rammstein anymore. So we'll have to see. Saviors released a new album titled Shine and Fade. Musically, this band doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's not like the metalcore table. They kind of remind me of old school Parkway Drive, which is something I will never complain about, but with female vocals added in, which is a huge selling point for me. I love the female vocal tone, and I like how it doesn't sound like, I don't know, it's trying to fit into the generic sound of what other bands are doing with female vocals. It definitely stands out quite a bit. Kind of reminds me of Comrades, if anybody's familiar with that band. It's just a different use of the vocals, but other than that, the music is good. It's just old-fashioned metalcore. Battle Beast is releasing a new album titled Circus of Doomed. And this is quite the opposite for me. I do not care for the female vocals from this band. They're like semi-distorted, kind of remind me of Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, but a lot rougher around the edges, which I'm not really a huge fan of either. And keep in mind that I wouldn't normally listen to this style of music. I gotta say that the music in this is actually pretty good. It's very epic, it's huge, very theatrical, and it all works pretty well together within itself, even with the vocals. I really dig the themes. But I can't, it's so hard for me to sit through an entire album from Battle Beast. I will admit too that the slower sections, the more softer songs that aren't trying to be huge and very arena and epic as they could possibly be, are quite a bit better to me. When they mellow it out, they're bringing a little bit more of the slow sections. The vocals get a little bit softer and they're not quite pushed as hard and trying to be as intense. So I am not really looking forward to this album all that much, admittedly, but I don't know, maybe it might be better than some of their past stuff. Maybe they'll have some slower moments on it, but from what I've heard from the singles, it's not really gonna be something that I'll be all that interested in. Helms Ali is coming out with a new album titled Keep This Be The Way. They are a sludge metal band with a female front man woman, and admittedly they are very weird, but their songs do have some really good moments that stand out to me quite a bit. I really enjoyed their album Still Aside, which was a little bit more on the heavier side than it was on the weird and creative side. They could just be super artsy. And there's something that's very magical that happens when you have a song that's all crazy, it's really out there, and then there's just this musical moment that you could really grasp hold of, and it all makes sense. Like when I think of sludge metal, I think of Mastodon and the likes of that, where there's a clear riff, chorus, song structure, it's all there. There's not really too many moments that make it feel weird or you just don't really know what's going on type of thing, and it's not overly dramatic. But Helms Ali is that. They're very dramatic, very artsy, but at the same time, like I said, it's just something magical that happens when you have a musical section that just really grabs you. And I kind of hope that this album will be on the heavier side, but from what I've heard from the singles, they're a little bit weirder. and it makes it it's kind of a struggle for me to get into them, to say the least. And that is it for New Music Friday. Like I said, there wasn't like a whole lot of stuff I'm familiar with, so if I looked over anything that you're excited about, leave a comment below letting me know what it is so I can check it out. And while you're down there, let me know what I should review next. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want to help support me and my channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. Doing any of that stuff helps me out more than you guys could ever imagine, and I appreciate it more than you guys could ever imagine. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about music and things that don't really matter. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time.
I was